clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you ever find yourself not doing the most important thing that you need to be doing? And maybe you feel overwhelmed because there's so many things that you need to be doing, but you can't quite do the thing that really needs to be done. Now, whether you're in business or an employee or just retired or anything else, like you might have things that you need to do that you keep putting off. And whenever the thought comes into your head of, I really should be doing that, you don't really feel in the mood and you end up doing something really either meaningless or low value work. Well, this session could be really beneficial for you because I was working with a client that was on the verge of launching their own business. And instead of getting really excited and productive at that pathway to freedom, they were actually getting a sense of overwhelm that was leading to procrastination. So they were doing things that didn't really need to be done and certainly wouldn't be the biggest levers that would build their business and create that momentum. So there's certain elements in here that fuse hypnosis, flow state psychology, and time management all into this session. And one of the keys to it is clarity, that if there is a fog of a million things to do, we need to find the one thing that is the most important thing that needs to be done now. The kind of thing that if you did that thing, you would feel like a weight has been lifted off your shoulders and you've actually got momentum back. And the great thing is that if you do that thing, and sometimes that thing is procrastinated for days and weeks, but when you do the thing, it only takes a few hours to actually get it done. But once you do that thing, notice how much momentum you always have when you finally do it. But many people will delay until there's absolutely a deadline. And when they finally do it, they feel a sense of relief, but they wonder, why didn't I do this earlier? Well, this hypnosis session helps to create clarity as to what needs to be done, help you prepare the environment to get it done, to avoid a distraction like a mobile phone or something that could interrupt you, and then create a state. Now, motion and music are some of the best ways that you can change a state. If you're feeling a bit drowsy, but then you suddenly had really loud music and you did 20 star jumps, guaranteed you're going to have a different level of energy after that than before. Now, you don't need to do exercise to change your state, but you need to do something. Now, that thing could be an element of dancing around, or it could be just stretching, or it could be moving, or it could be kind of like jogging on the spot, but something that creates motion. And one of my favorite Tony Robbins quotes is, motion creates emotion. So if you do something that gets you in that state, then you're more likely to get into that state, but also have what in this hypnosis session we call a neural ignition. Think of it as a trigger that can get you in a highly productive flow state regularly, predictably, and consistently. Now, if you had that, how would it change your overwhelm if every day you were chipping away at all these things that needed to be done? What if you're doing the most important things every day? And what if you did that consistently? How likely is that to change your future? So if any of these principles appeal, this is the session to listen to. It was created for an individual though, so some of the suggestions are going to be right for them and not quite right for you. But if you do like the idea of having a bespoke or customized session built entirely for your needs, check out the link in the description or visit my website, adamcox.co.uk. Book a free consultation call, we'll have a chat, and who knows, I might work with you live rather than through a recording, and then you actually get to experience a hypnosis session with me in real life rather than a recording that was done for someone else. If that appeals, check that out. But for now, find a quiet, comfortable place where you're not going to be distracted or disturbed. Relax and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe in, find that rhythm of breathing that helps you to relax with each and every breath, and set the intention that as you exhale, any frustrations, any overwhelm, any stress feels like it's melting away and leaving your body in that outward breath. And as you breathe in, imagine breathing in a feeling of absolute clarity. I want you to get a sense that overwhelm can feel like fog, whereas clarity and focus feels like pure vision of the one thing that is most important. And I wonder what clarity would look like if you could breathe it in. Maybe a light like bright white, or perhaps something fully transparent. I want you to get a sense that you are breathing in clarity and exhaling confusion or doubt. Each breath takes you deeper and deeper relaxed. Now, and I want you to reflect just how much of your cognitive energy and your physical energy has been leaking in small, invisible ways. Open loops, unfinished business, background pressure, a vague sense of I should be doing something important, without ever clarifying on what that actually means. And instead of fighting that, you simply acknowledge it. Because overwhelm is not a flaw, it's a signal. If you had not much to do, you wouldn't be inspired to do something magnificent. What if the overwhelm is a signal that you're standing at the edge of something meaningful, transformative, inspirational? No need for guilt or shame or frustration. But there is a need to distill within the overwhelm what comes first. So now, allow the body to settle. Take a slow breath in, but a much longer breath out. And as the body relaxes, the mind begins to organize itself. And you've seen that before. Computers do it. A messy hard drive, but you can click a few buttons and it might organize that data in a more useful way. As you start to feel that process of defragmentation is happening inside your own mind. And you don't have to force it to become organized. But just through relaxation, acceptance, and alignment. want you to imagine what it would feel like to set things up, to win, to accomplish. I want you to imagine organizing the physical environment where you work, to be clear of any clutter, any distractions. Just imagine seeing yourself like you're someone else. Organize your environment, or perhaps even move to an environment where there is no distractions. Imagine seeing that version of you. Place your phone in another room, not with resistance or reluctance, but with discipline, with relief, as if you're saying to your mind, you don't need to scan the world right now. I've got this. And as that boundary is set, a clean environment, and the biggest distraction somewhere else, that boundary is set and your nervous system receives and accepts the message that this time is protected. Nothing urgent is missing, and nothing valuable is being lost. Only distraction is being removed, and not permanently, just for a window of time. And in that removal, clarity begins to emerge. And I want you to imagine seeing that version of you beginning a ritual. Imagine seeing that version of you starting a playlist, and the music starts. And it isn't random music, but your music. A specific combination of songs that get you in a state of feeling alive, of feeling free, of feeling focused. Perhaps you can even imagine music that carries momentum, music that signals purpose. And as the sound fills that space, you begin to move. And not aimlessly, but rhythmically. And maybe it's a walk, a sway, a stretch, a star jump, or a deliberate physical motion that tells your brain, we're switching modes now. And what if that movement becomes a neural ignition? Each step and motion clears static and sharpens awareness. And your mind can stop scanning everything and begin focusing on the next essential thing. Because before even the music and the state, you figured out what is the single most important use of your time right now. Which thing, if accomplished, would create momentum and move me forward? That's where your clarity comes from. And clarity combined with energy creates something magical. Because something fascinating is happening here. The fog lifts, not all at once, but cleanly, so that you don't see everything you'll ever need to do. You see the priority right now, clear, contained, achievable. And your mind recognizes this state. This isn't effort. This isn't the grind, the hustle. This is flow. You can think of flow as a state where Focus feels natural. Time compresses. Decisions become obvious. Creativity and execution merge. You're no longer trying to be productive. You are productive. And when your neural ignition is activated, notice how your thinking changes, how ideas connect faster. Distractions lose their pull, becoming small, black and white, distant. Your mind begins working for you, not against you. Intuitively, you see what matters, what doesn't, and what moves your business forward today. Not perfection, progress. Because if you can be focused for half an hour, then you can be focused for an hour. And if you can be focused for an hour, you can replicate that as many times as you need. And what if each completed action fuels the next? What if momentum becomes self-sustaining? What if the work itself now maintains the state? I want you to think of an artist. They have their canvas, they have their paints. They're in their studio with no distractions, and they're clear on what they want to create. They can only maintain that state of inspiration if they start putting paint to canvas. The work continues the state. What's the point in igniting a rocket if the rocket never takes off? So imagine seeing that version of you. Clear the environment, put the distractions away, activate the state, and then, in that flow state, do what needs to be done, either by completing the task or doing the work for that period of time that you've agreed with yourself. And as you see that, you can see a different identity within you. See a version of you with a new identity quietly installing itself. Not as someone trying to start a business, but someone who executes. Someone who creates structure from chaos. Someone who trusts their own clarity. Procrastination was never laziness. It was misdirected intelligence. But now that intelligence has a channel. So imagine from this point forward, that ritual gets you in the state, so that whenever you put your phone in another room, start the music, clear away the clutter, and move your body with intention, your nervous system remembers. Your neural ignition ignites, and the state returns faster. The transition becomes smoother, and flow becomes familiar. And maybe the first time you access this flow state, it takes 10 minutes. But what if the next time it's 9 minutes, and then 8, and then 7? And I want you to think of a time where you can get in that flow state in seconds. What if your flow state becomes so accessible and reliable that you don't wait for motivation? You create the flow state. You enter alignment. And I want you to imagine what that version of you that can create that flow state to do focused work for however long you decide to do it. What could they accomplish in a week, in a month, in a year? And before you return back to the present, I want you to imagine a giant vision board of your future. And I want you to imagine your life 1 year from now. I want you to imagine what would 1 year of harnessing a flow state consistently do to your future. Maybe a future of high-profile clients. Maybe a future where you've earned more than $1 million in revenue for your clients. Maybe you see a future where you have more freedom because of all that productive work that came before it. And when you get a sense of what the future looks like when you harness this state, when you ignite the neural ignition, let me know by nodding your head. Consider this not wishful thinking, not fantasy, but a natural cause and effect relationship. Your intuition knows your future based on your boundaries, your habits, your standards. You have unlocked a magic formula. Get absolute clarity on the most important thing to work on now, not forever. Clear the clutter and distractions, phone in a different room. Use motion and music to activate a state. And then, like the artist, when you're in that state, do your best work. Allow the flow state to give you creativity, productivity, focus. That's it. I want you to get a sense that you are not waiting to feel in the right mood. You have a magic formula to create the state that ensures great work. And as you hold that thought, imagine floating all the way back to the present. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, connect and calibrate with the here and the now. As I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of The Hypnotist. If you've enjoyed this episode or got some value from it, please give it a 5-star rating and review. And maybe you know someone that would also benefit from this particular episode, in which case share the episode with them so they can also get the benefit too. And if you would like to listen to this episode where it's just the hypnosis, so no intro, no outro, no explanation, just the hypnosis and completely ad-free, there will be a link in the description where you can subscribe at a very low cost and only get access to the hypnosis. So if that's of interest, please check that out. Thank you again for being a regular listener of The Hypnotist, and I'll see you again soon for more.